Hello. I have got one long play of this game recorded on my channel, and I decided to do it with commentary this time because honestly, why not? So, by the way, this is Doman, and this shows 100% of effects because this is the company version, which has been nicely optimized and prepared for achieving that exactly. Um, which, which gets the most out of this game. Which brutality, yes, of course. Scroll shift key, that's fast. Just make things faster, as you can imagine. And I'll go with dźwięk, that's sound effects in the game, like ambient sound effects instead of music in the game. So let's begin. And we'll go with the eponymous Doman. Let's check out those two wimps. They say something about wandering too far into Arden's territory. And that's the last thing they were able to say. Yeah, what can you say about this game? Oh, it's like a barbarian and golden axe combination. With lots of gore, as you can see. Yeah, cutting people's heads off. And many other techniques I'll try to showcase during the game. But one of the most essential things in this game is blocking, and you do that by holding fire. And anything else, you hold fire and you press a direction. It's pretty important to get your timing right for attacks combined with blocking. Yeah, can even chop people's heads in half. I kind of enjoy the ambient sound effects in this game. For most of the game, these ones kind of sound like applause, to be honest. Get him? So you can stun people. They get stunned for a while. They will wake up if you fumble like that. Oh dear, this is a particularly grisly screen, let's say. Screen, I suppose. probably the first roadblock in this game. Probably. He's dead already. As you can see, most of my first life is gone. So. Yeah, that's just the kind of difficulty this game can come up with. Okay, here's a friendly bloke, and yeah, he welcomes us to the Forgotten Latroxia. This land has been tormented by demons or something, and he wishes to bestow upon us a weapon. And I'll try to show a few. Okay, let's just, by the way, I didn't want to tell you about everything and show you everything in this game, if only because I put together some notes relating to that the other day, like 2 years ago. But anyway, yeah, here are the weapons you can have in this game. So this is the sword already equipped. Axe, the other character starts the game with this one. This is the Morning Star. It doesn't have the decapitation attack, which makes it a bit weaker. Then there's the flail, I suppose, and the halberd and the double-edged axe, and these three are effectively the same. I'm not sure if there are any range differences between them. I mean, visually it may appear so, but if you actually did measurements in terms of pixels, maybe it would turn out different. And then there's the crossbow. The crossbow is, well, it's obviously much different from the rest of these weapons. It only fires a bolt every once in a while. It's not very easy to use. Of course, can be used from a distance. The thing is, in this game you don't fight at long distances. Okay, my character I think got stuck a bit, and that's it when it comes to this life. Blocked most of the hits, but blocking still takes up some of your health. That's worth remembering. And you can walk over knocked out people, hold fire, and you can damage them further that way. Okay, he's done. Yeah. Most notably the flail over here, as well as the halberd and the double-edged axe, have this neat helicopter beheading attack, which usually makes short work of enemies who happen to come in alone, just like that. All like that. Okay, now something different. Archers. And if the other fight was a double block, then this one certainly is. Thankfully, arrows in this game are dodged rather than blocked. It doesn't take any of your health at all. He's done. him. Yeah. And archers can do little when they're like close up. They haven't got a backup weapon. Okay, he had low health, thankfully. Oh dear. This time a crossbow man, so you can see how a crossbow works. Oh, for crying out loud. My animations are getting stuck and stuff. Yeah, enemies don't just come straight up at you. Oh dear. They dodge as well, kind of, as you can see. This time. Come on, get him. Okay. Not great, but not terrible either, I suppose. One of the problems in this game is that the range for the stunning attack and the things you can do from that attack, the range between, there's a range difference between those two. Oh, yes. See, he dodged that. Yes, and please don't ask me how one can chop off a head using a blunt weapon like a flail. I don't think I'll be changing just yet. Okay, this is a bit bad. Larger and a crossbow man, this is a bit difficult to deal with. Okay, good one. And I don't know who or what this green Korvac guy is. An element of this kind of fantasy setting, perhaps. Yeah, you can also headbutt people like this. To thin out the crowd. The jump is good for that, as you can see. Oh, it does bug roll damage. I also found, yeah, as you could see there, you don't have to just walk over people and hold fire to do that low damage attack. You can actually perform normal moves over over them when they're knocked out, and it works pretty much the same. In fact, as well be better, but I would consider that almost cheating in this game. Yeah. Yeah. That wasn't too terrible. Though I'm not sure how well I'm going to fare. So, there are 4 days to this game. We've got, as you could see, we started in the dark, something like early morning. And some sort of daytime. And there are 4 or 5 days, so we can treat them as levels in this game. And probably the second one is the toughest. They all have their own challenges. That you shall see. Oh dear, that was bad. Didn't want to get hit by that. Okay, come over here. Oh damn it. That was bad timing. Come on, block. Right. Again, I'm going to take additional health. Good hit. Wow. That was a bad hit. Actually, oh yeah. Actually hit me with the previous attack. Oh man, he actually reached me. Okay. At least that's done with. And you get at least some of your missing energy back from your current life when the day ends. And this is just the last. Come on, get him. I really want to see this life. Yeah, this is the last screen for this level. Okay, fine. Yeah, that was the last screen. We walk into some kind of a forest. Here's a part of the story that was included in the game. And a wonderful, serene soundtrack. Okay, enough enjoyment. We are to learn. Yeah, that Ardon, the big bad of this game, is being informed about our antics. And yeah, he is sending his 3 favorite guards against us. You can imagine there are no slouches. I mean, in short, there's a bit more to that than what I was saying, but yeah, a few words about resting, I suppose. Yeah, the following day will be more difficult than the last. Which is probably true. Oh yeah, we got all of the energy back for this life number 4. Yeah, you never want to get too much, too surrounded this game. Want some good crowd control. Okay, get up here. Something for you. Okay, here comes a screen with quite a lot of fighting. I think I'll just withhold that little bit of energy because of reasons. Don't want to spoil it yet, but it's little point getting a new weapon here at this moment. Oh, how did that hit me? Come on. Okay, that's one of them. Okay. It's moderately good. You don't want to get surrounded by this. It's easy to get startled. I mean, not as much as in... Oh shit. As in Franco, but still. There's only so much you can block. Also, you may have noticed how after stunning enemies, or just hitting them, once they come to, they will continue the attack they have started before getting interrupted. Yeah, pretty much no matter what happens, as long as they count 2, as long as they wake up. Oh, that was quite nasty. An off-screen arrow. Yeah, that's. Yeah, you may be wondering why I lost a life there. That was the result of. Okay, I have to thin them out a little. It's quite messy. And the enemies have no trouble shooting at you from the screen. particularly fair. It is what it is. Yeah. Right. Something different now. This guy. Well, he may appear big, but he can still do this. This chopping axe attack that he's... Oh wow, that's not good. Just like 1 or 2 frames and yeah. I really don't want to get hit by it. He's got another quite a grisly attack. But I hope not to see in this playthrough. But yeah, he's not quite defeated anyway, he walks away. And now we are going to wade through water, and for some reason those better weapons are not allowed here. I mean better. Either way, I have to resort to the sword. The problem with this place really is that the enemies here have very few frame animations for their weapons. Look at what happens. It's stun locked left, right and center. They attack incredibly fast. I think I won't be able to make it without dying before the next day. So I've got just life number 1 and number 0. Unless I do something incredible. I was just a bit too careless up until this point. Too many mistakes. You can see how many attacks I have to block every second there, just holding fire. It costs me energy, that does. Look at how he dodges. Right. Get him. Get him! Did you see that? How many of my attacks just got ignored by the game? That is definitely not fair. Get bad bastards. Life number 0. Not good. Still quite a few screens to go. Rather wanted at least 3 with difficult fights. Okay, let's get a different weapon. A halberd, why not? If only I can get through these fights, then it's gonna be good, but... Oh man, it's quite bad. Yeah? Okay, good. So that was a nice dodge over there. This is very close. I'm not sure how I'm going to do. His kind of war cry is the opportunity when you can strike him. Okay, that is on the line. This is the last screen. I hope I can make it. This is just not enough. Where are they? Okay, that went a long way. Just don't make any mistakes here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh shit, that was close. I was still doing this stupid animation. Okay, I did it. I did. That was so close. Yes, so I can get to the next day. The reason this is important is that once I run out of lives, lose my life number 0, I will start at this new day rather than day number 2. And I will lose a life over here. Actually, this is a bit of a spoiler, but I'll actually lose a life before the new day begins. Yes. Yeah. I haven't been stopped. Alden is informed. Yes, we are to be killed in our sleep. And this is a bit of something like Daily Thompson's decathlon. You have to, on an actual Amiga, you'd be tapping left and right on your joystick. Oh wow, I actually did it. I saved my life number 0. But this actually doesn't help much. This is still life number 0. So we have to tap left and right, or waggle your joystick left and right if you're playing on Amiga, to avoid getting killed there by the assassin. And we start a new day. He's a friendly bloke. He tells us he was a wizard, but Arden, yes, removed his magical powers. The thing is now, it's not much point surviving much, because I'm going to lose this life number 0. To show you the crossbow, I suppose. You can still block easily. Oh, I actually defeated him. I was not expecting that. I hardly ever use the crossbow. I mean, this is a barbarian, and a crossbow is not very... It's not a very fitting implement over here. And also it has a minimum range, like, of the people we have been fighting. Yeah, I was, with life number 0 and all that talk, I was trying to say that it's not really worth preserving this life number 0 now, because I'm gonna die during this day anyway. And the further I get now, the more I will have to replay after restarting from the previous screen. Should have killed another bloke. Yeah, I'll just show you how this works. So to attack using the crossbow, only the... I mean, I say that in the notes I put together. To attack using it, you have to hold fire and press forwards or back. Actually got them. Oh, let's just get killed over here. And we have a couple of continues, if memory serves. Yeah, credits 1. 1 means can use another one after this. So we get 7 lives, we can still lose these and continue playing. Okay, let's show another weapon, this one. Why not? And with blocking, you may have also noticed that when you block, the enemies sometimes decide not to attack you, which also helps. It seems like they try to time their attacks to so they come out just after you stopped blocking, so you get hit for the full damage. Just could be quite clever, but I'm not sure how it works exactly. Maybe I'd be giving the program too much credit for this. Anyway, let's deal with these schmucks in a much easier way than just using the crossbow. Yeah, quite like the double-edged axe. Double-sided axe? Double axe? I don't know. This thing. Mara. A new enemy. Has got the same attacks as Ba-Ammon and Al-Homan. I'm not sure this is a reference to someone who worked on the game, because Maro is also the signature on some of the like screens used in the game, like the loading screen. Kiedy płaczesz, on to widzi, one. Anyway, he looked like Rambo. I was trying to dodge there a bit, failed miserably. Yeah, when stunning and throwing enemies, you don't... Excuse me. You don't want to really throw them off the screen, because then you can't inflict additional damage on them. Okay, yeah, that's the... I suppose it's good to show that, just to show what is included with the game. Let's just really finished because he walks away. Yeah. These blokes have a one-hit kill attack. They just pick you up and pile drive you to the ground. I don't know how that is more deadly than a single swipe of an axe that large, but here's another crossbow man. Yeah, these people give you weapons or health, have a bit to say, I suppose, but it's nothing crucial. Look at the game genre we're dealing with here. Okay, here comes the third of Arden's favorite guards. He might as well be the same as those other ones. Okay, stop doing the chopping attack, for crying out loud. I need my window of opportunity. Yeah. It usually looks a bit strange when you get the final hit on them and then they walk away. Shouldn't have knocked this guy off. He was just most dead to begin with. Yes, and as you damage enemies on the ground with that attack, you can't really be hit with anything else, which is good. Let's clean up the place. I'm just alive here after all. Five. I think this is enough to. That should be enough to get to the next day. But could I get to the day after that on this amount of lives? He should be dead. Yes. It's quite nice to see those daytime changes in the game. And yeah, if you get it right, timing right, you can use the helicopter attack to deal with enemies in just one go. Yeah, the game does reward you for being skillful, which is good. It's just those unfair bits that really annoy me. There's a bunch of text. I don't really care much for that. It's in Polish. Sadly, it is not very well written, this, I remember. That was pretty smooth. Not a single hit. As they say, flawless victory. Yeah. So now sky went blue quite nicely. Okay. Let's get rid of him. Got him. Yeah. And that was another level / day. Na górze stojącej dumnie wśród innych zaśnieżonych gór, niczym w krainie wyśnianej przez elfa, w demonicznych pląsach wiatru, samotnie stał pazur szatana, co Ardana zamkiem się zwał. That's what it said, in case you were wondering. And there's the Maro signature in the bottom right. And here's a reference to another title of World Software. That was, of course, Franco. Not much more to say there. Yes, and we are entering in the so-called Valley of Hangmen. The Valley of Hanged Men. Oh, not just yet, but... let's just keep this. Yeah, we are in a cave now. Quite the ambience over here. Ambient sound effects, that is. He didn't get hit earlier. Oh well. Yeah, anyway, different thought. Find this game much more enjoyable than Franco, for instance, where you just get stun locked all the time, including on the ground. And everything feels more janky. It's still janky, don't get me wrong, but At least I feel like I'm doing something of an impact on the occurrings on the screen. And is it just me, but does this guy look like Rambo? Maybe that's the crossover everybody wanted, Rambo versus Arnie in the kind of Conan theme of things. Okay, I can still hit him good. Oh, for crying out loud, that wasn't called for. Some kind of animation glitch again. Okay, I got him. Okay. Okay. He's got a little bit more health, not just one health bar, as you can see, this time round. But if I manage to get him, this was a bit glitchy, but yeah, there he goes. No more of him. A third time's the charm, literally. And yes, and as another animation glitch, as if you didn't have enough for fighting these large guards. Here's another one. Yeah, away with you. Yeah, I'm really glad that you can block even if you're struck from the back in this game. Okay, don't want to do that. Yes, you can fake them out and dodge your attacks a bit like that. Usually a good idea if you aren't getting swarmed. I mean, swarmed is relative in this game, then. There are only up to 3 enemies at a time. Also, playing this in 2-player mode is quite good. Man. Yeah, another water area, let's call it, and you can see what's happening. I think I hope I can get to the next day without a continue. Oh my goodness, just spams that thing. Okay. Okay, this is actually the last screen for this day. Wrong way. It's too long of an attack to have going the wrong way. Too many opportunities to get slashed. Oh man. How fair is him going off the bottom of the screen? No, I can't hit him. But they do kind of trail a bit after. They trail in water after you've knocked them down. Arden plans to wait for us in Gothia. Some kind of a village outside of these marshes. Yes, and now the game implies the final confrontation, which is true. Yep. It's the last day or last level. Got the sword, let's switch. And I didn't explain this last time, around the beginning of the game. This is a copy protection measure, in case you're wondering. Okay, this fight is not only getting out of hand, but it's getting weird. The animation glitches and gump. Is it worth blocking now? I don't think I could have blocked that, to be honest. That little health. Now let's... How did that not hit him? I need more distance over here. How did that not hit him? I don't think I can reach him there. It's not good. He looked like an executioner, but he was the one beheaded. Oh. Now a transition. And here's the penultimate fight. For some reason I have to use the sword for this. So now, the man himself. Oh man, he did 2 in a row. Yeah, that's his one hit kill attack. I want to get hit by that too much. He hasn't got too many frames of animation, but there he is, defeated. So that's the game complete. And his brother, this was mentioned a bit earlier, Gothar cowardly runs away. This implies some kind of sequel continuation thing. But that never came to pass. What with the Amiga fading away into obscurity, and other reasons as well. These are the other games by World Software, developed or already released at the time this game was released. And there are going to be more credits, as you can imagine. I'm quite glad to have finished this game using up just the one continue. It was quite close to between days 2 and 3 though. Here are the credits. There's actually quite a bit to these credits, despite how small this team was, which you will see soon. Not in terms of the numbers of people, but in terms of these credits in particular. Yep, I agree with that. Okay, I actually have to skip this. Okay. There we go. Yeah, photographs of people working on this game. Multiple Amigas, as you can see there. It says here that this is the main programmer behind this game, dreams of an Amiga with a 6860 processor, 4 megs of RAM, and a CD-ROM, which is pretty close to CD32 if I recall. Mariusz Pawlik, that's the animator and graphics designer, I suppose, for this game. I quite like this. Dreams of the PC class solutions halting human progress to disappear from the face of the earth. Which, yeah, it's quite ironic in retrospect. Sławomir Mrożek, and that's the bloke who worked in the music. Quite a good job on this. And these are the cheats, 2 cheats that you can put in the menu screen. The first one is for some extra lives, the other one was for something else entirely. That's for the turning. If you select the crossbow during the game, having put that code in, you get a machine gun of sorts. But I think this is it when it comes to this game. Okay, let me mark my score over here. 92%, whatever that means. Oh yeah, and you get those additional symbols. And I think it returns to the main screen. Yeah, so this was Doman, 1-player playthrough. This is quite a fun game, quite enjoy it. If you can, arrange it so maybe using Amiga Live, was it Amiga Live? To play it with another player, that could be quite fun too. I quite recommend that idea. I did play it using, did play it in 2-player mode back in the day on the actual Amiga, which I still have, A600. Fun times. Yeah, highly recommend it. Alright, so let's call it here. Thank you for watching and goodbye.